For many, 1920s Hollywood was the epitome of glamour, but it was also a dark time for many people. And that story is now being told in Sons of Hollywood at the Windy City Playhouse. Max Stewart here, one of the stars of the show, to chat all about it. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Let's talk a little bit about Sons of Hollywood. Tell us a little bit about the story and what we're going to see.
Well, it's a story about silent film star Ramon Novarro and kind of like a biopic, I guess, of his life. It's an amazing story. I didn't know who Ramon Novarro was before I read the script, and I'm just really proud to be a part of it.
You play several different characters, all based on real people here in the show. Tell us a little bit about researching those characters, and is it a different process portraying somebody on stage who was an actual life person?
Yeah, I think so. I tried to do as much research as I can. With Louis B. Mayer, there's more information. With Herbert Howe, Carl's one of the playwrights, and he gave me the photoplay articles that were written that are in the script. So I read all that, and then you have to kind of fill in the gaps of, what's not there. And ultimately, I also felt like I have to tell the story of the script, and it's not a story. It's not the Herbert Howe story. It's the Ramon Novarro story. So it's like I have to kind of fit my role fit myself into the story that they wrote.
This was a time where people weren't able to lead their lives the way that they wanted to, and obviously, reshaped Hollywood from that time. And 100 years later, you read some of the news articles, and it feels like this could be happening today.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think the whole thing feels very relevant. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what to even say about it. I think that there's so many elements of this story that feel like, current day Hollywood or just show business in general.
Ramon and Billy were, past lovers, and end up becoming friends in the as we get to see in the show. But they're also friends with Lucille, who ultimately changes her name to become Joan Crawford.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that dynamic right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the crux of the whole show, I think, is their relationship. And I mean, I think it's so beautiful towards the end, especially when it's like these are just three people that really care about each other, and with Jimmy, of course, Billy's partner. And I think it's just a beautiful story about friendship, and that sort of transcends show business and all the politics of what was going on at the time too, and it's more a story about their love for each other, which I think is beautiful.
And obviously, as the years went on, Joan Crawford became a huge gay icon. So it's interesting to see how her beginnings ultimately transformed her into the person that she became.
Totally. And I would say the most successful of that group too.
Let's talk a little bit about the relationship between Herbert and Ramon. Obviously, such a powerful moment and storyline in the show. Talk a little bit about, bringing that to stage.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I feel like those moments are so delicate, and especially considering the way it's written, and the time period. It's like it kind of feels like all the scenes take place in subtext. It's like we're kind of communicating with. There's a language of like what we're saying, but there's so much tension beneath the surface because of what we're not allowed to say, what we're supposed to say, what we want to say. So those moments can feel so delicate and precious, and like, the second that we're not speaking in subtext, the scene kind of falls flat because it has to be charged from like, beneath the text. So I think the writers did a great job with doing that, of like, we're kind of speaking our own language and we're trying to figure each other out, and we do figure each other out, but there's so much disconnect with what we're saying. And yeah, it's it took a while to get those scenes to really sink in, just because it's really deep, and especially considering like the time period, it's pretty intense.
I mean, we're obviously, Herbert was a well-respected journalist at that time, and you see him either trying to get an inside scoop or maybe trying to get a little bit more, and definitely trying to read between those lines, like what is actually going on here?
Yeah, and I think too, like from the beginning, he sees that Ramon Novarro is a star. He's like, oh well, this guy's, I found a movie star. It's like from the beginning, but then when it's like, I think I like this guy, and it's like, is this guy gay? I think he might be, but obviously I can't, he's a great journalist, so it's not like he's gonna, pass any boundaries or anything like that.
It's also Chicago Theater Week, so people can take advantage of seeing the show at at a special price. There's $15 and $30 tickets for shows all across Chicagoland. We have $30 tickets here for the show now through February 27th. So it's a great way for people to check it out at a great price.
Absolutely.
And then, final thing here, how are you hoping that this show, or how do you think this being a part of this show is going to shape the rest of your career, or hoping that, this would make an impact on who you become as an artist?
Well, it's definitely pushed me a lot. I mean, the whole cast is amazing. I feel like I've never worked with a cast that's this professional. So, I mean, I just want to keep doing theater and just keep getting better, and who knows what happens. I mean, it's kind of out of my control a little bit, but I just want to keep doing theater and keep working with people like this, people that like this, the caliber of this cast. It's been amazing.
Yeah, and you do a wonderful job playing several characters in the show. Sons of Hollywood now playing at Windy City Playhouse, 3014 West Irving Park, now through April 17th. And Chicago Theater Week, go ahead and try and check that out. You get a discount on tickets through February 27th, and the show is running through April 17th. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.